So if you've been checking out my news videos recently on Sunday, you'll know that I totally called it on the Monday Nintendo Direct. Kinda. Anyway, it wasn't exactly what we expected. A lot of people wanted to see the big Mario blowout, but this one was a partnership Nintendo Direct Mini, which was a lot of third-party games. They had 5 games they showed off, and I'm not gonna lie, it actually kind of made a lot of people ticked off because a lot of things that they wanted to see did not pop up. But I'm gonna defend it a little tiny bit. There's nothing that really excited me as a spoiler, but I'm gonna defend it a little bit because they did show 5 games in about 8 minutes. But they're varied. They're very varied. So without further ado, let's jump into what came out of this Nintendo Direct Mini. The first thing I want to start with is what didn't come in the Nintendo Direct Mini. Now, this would have been a prime opportunity to talk about the possibility of Bayonetta 3 being a, Platinum Games. Maybe even bring back some more, any kind of information about Metroid 4. I know Metroid 4 would be first-party Nintendo, but they are supposedly being made by a third-party company, so you might have been able to do something there. And then one, for me personally, that is off the top of my head, I would have loved if they talked about Bravely Default 2 a little bit. If you've been watching my channel for a while, I actually did 3 separate videos on the demo. That's how much I loved it. The first video was impressions, the second one was me maxing the level, and the third video was me going through and fighting the secret bosses. So definitely check that out if you haven't. But those things would have been really cool for me personally, just to kind of hear about. But and we didn't quite get that with this. But I'm sure there's a little bit of stuff here for everybody. So you may not be excited for all 5 announcements, but maybe you're excited for at least one of them. And let's just kind of go into what they announced. Now, the first thing they announced is actually probably the one of the things that made me a little bit most excited, and that is a DLC for Cadence of Hyrule. Now, Cadence of Hyrule, if you don't know, is a rhythm-based Zelda game. It looks pretty neat. The graphics kind of remind me of the Minish Cap. I actually did not get to play it at the time. I was just very busy. I heard really great things. I had a lot of friends who really enjoyed it. And they announced 3 DLC packs. The first DLC pack is going to be a character pack with 5 characters. They're putting in Impa, who, of course, debuted in Ocarina of Time. They're also putting in Dark Link. They're putting in Arya. They're putting in Dark Zelda, which, maybe I'm not up on my Zelda game, but seems new to me. Pretty cool. And also they have I forgot the guy's name, but he's like a trader type situation kind of guy. So that's DLC Pack 1. DLC Pack 2 is a huge track pack, basically 31 tracks that are being added to the game. A lot of them are remixes of originals. One thing that really stood out to me is if you look really close in the description, they talk about a family Jules who does a lot of video game metal remixes is going to be part of that group. So that's really neat. And they're also going to have the ability to toggle on and off the music to the original and back to the remix versions. And then last but not least, the final DLC is going to be an entirely new addition to the game starring Skull Kid. And Skull Kid's powers and abilities are going to change based on what mask he's wearing. So that's kind of neat. He's also going to get his own new dungeons. But the coolest part about that announcement to me is October 23rd, a physical release is actually coming of the game that has every single DLC built into it. So I never got that game, but as you know, I'm a big physical collector. So now is reason for me to hold off on checking it out, and come October, definitely gonna grab it and see what it's all about. So maybe I'll do a little review about it. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below if you want to check out Cadence of Hyrule with me. I think it's pretty cool. I hear it's short, so I definitely am interested in looking into that. Now, the next game they talked about is a game called Rogue Company. It's like a third-person shooter type game, but it's free-to-play. So think, like all the other free-to-play shooters nowadays, Fortnite, etc., etc. This one looks pretty cool, though. Looking at the gameplay, I didn't know anything about this. It is a multi-platform game, so it's nothing, exclusive to the Switch, but I am liking some of these games just to have variety. So, we already had this rhythm-based Zelda game so far shown, and now they have a third-person shooter, kind of battle royale-ish type game. It's going to be interesting. Once again, these free-to-play games are usually littered with microtransactions, some kind of, skins or cosmetic, what have you. Nothing gameplay altering, so they can always claim that so they look like they're clean when they're really not. But, if it's free-to-play, I might check it out just to see what's going on. I don't really have any shooters on the Switch at all. I don't know if you guys play any shooters on the Switch. I know, like I said, Fortnite's really popular, but I've never really been a big fan of that game. But what do y'all think? This seems like a pretty cool one. Once again, it's coming out this year. So it'd just be something to check out, something different and something free to start anyway. So definitely worth just taking a peek at. So this next announcement for me, personally, is the absolute lowlight of this event, and that is WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Now, I'm not saying that because I dislike wrestling games. I'm just going to start this off by saying one of my favorite Nintendo 64 games is actually WCW vs. NWO Revenge. Awesome game. But something about this game just looks incredibly, incredibly terrible. Now, I'm only showing still shots here because I've heard from different sources that I guess the WWE does not like having anything of theirs on YouTube videos, so I don't want this video to get taken down. But, everybody looks like a stumpy toe. It looks kind of arcadey and fun, but there's a difference between, I don't know, when I think arcadey and fun, I at least like it to kind of look good. Like, when they kind of remade that, NBA Jam a while ago, and everybody had giant heads and little bodies. Yeah, the gameplay may be cool, but everyone just looks so stupid. That's just me personally, I don't know. Once again, I do applaud Nintendo for having a varied experience here, because so far we've talked about a rhythm game, a shooter game, and now kind of a tag team wrestling game, but this is one that I really don't feel deserved any kind of highlight. There's been really bad blood with wrestling games on the Switch anyway. I know this is different company I think is making it, but once again, not something that's exciting me at all. That's where I'll leave that one. And to finish out our sampling of different genres, the last two games are both JRPGs. This one's a little interesting. I have never played, let me preface this by saying I've never played the Shin Megami Tensei series. I know, sacrilege, I hear they're very nice, very good. So the first thing they talked about for quite a while is Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD Remaster. So this is a very cool thing because I know this is a game that means a lot to a lot of people. So the ability to play it on your Switch, of course, portably, and being able to have a nice, new, cleaner experience that you can enjoy on your HD TV is very welcomed to most. And the coolest thing about it is they have announced that it will be spring 2021, so it's not too far off. It's really kind of a cool thing. I'm all for these remakes they've been doing on the Switch. I will definitely buy a game again if it is up-resed or made nicer, more convenient to where I can play it in a better situation. Because, you've seen my videos on upscaling. It's awesome, but it's a very hard, very expensive thing. Not something that not everyone can get into. So I'm a big proponent of this kind of thing. So very excited for Shin Megami Tensei fans. Hey, next year, are you guys planning on getting this? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And last but not least, they did end it off with some more Shin Megami Tensei news, and that is Shin Megami Tensei 5. Now, this game was announced quite a while ago, but, now they're finally saying, hey, we have a date. It's going to be in 2021, so who knows if that's spring, summer, fall, winter. No one really knows yet, but it is coming out next year, as per recording this video. And they had some cool trailers of it, and I think a lot of people are really going to be excited about this. I think the Shin Megami Tensei 3 little remake that we just talked about is probably going to be a good palate, appetizer to jumping into this game. It's going to have a simultaneous worldwide release, so that's really cool. And once again, I think this is going to be a game that a lot of people are looking forward to. So that's going to be a neat thing for fans of the series. I'm thinking about jumping in. Let me know below, actually, now I'm thinking about it. I haven't played any of these. So let me know if this game is kind of like Dragon Quest, where I can jump in anywhere and it's fine, or do I need to play 1 and 2 before 3, and then 4 before 5? Let me know, because I'm actually really interested. I don't actually know that at all. Ooh. So, like I said, kind of a weird little Nintendo Direct Mini. A lot of people are pretty disappointed by it. I mean, obviously, they wanted the real, they wanted big games. They obviously would have preferably wanted some kind of Nintendo Direct with Nintendo-specific games, first party is what I mean by that. But, we got what we got. I do, like I said, I'll say it again, I applaud them for having at least a lot of different variety. We had a cool rhythm game, had a third-person shooter, had a wrestling game, had some JRPGs, so there's at least one thing for almost everybody. So let me know what you guys think about this thing below. I'm pretty sure most of y'all are going to say it's trash, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but, that's just kind of where this Direct landed. And that's going to do it for us today, guys. Hey, if you guys liked the video, please give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you didn't. Subscribe if you haven't, because I keep saying this, but we're coming so close to 3,000 subscribers. It's going to be awesome. And once again, thanks for watching, and as always, take it easy.